Hey, what's up everybody, and welcome to WrestleLine for this, the SummerSlam bonus feature, if you will. We said we'd do this show, and myself, John Scott, joined as always by my co-host Matt Essex. Here we are way back, NXT Takeover, the first takeover to be held in front of a large scale audience. And 2015, Matt, it seems longer in some respects, considering what all that's happened, and I guess most of the stars that were there then are have either moved on or moved on elsewhere, and I'm sure we'll talk about that as we go on. But how you doing, Matt? And when was the last time, first off, you've seen NXT Takeover? Obviously, myself and Matt went there. We went to New York for SummerSlam. Just to give everybody a little heads up on this, is that when we got these tickets, when we knew we were going to SummerSlam, all we were thinking about was SummerSlam. It was only by pure kind of luck and default, if you will, that we actually got the Takeover tickets. Like, it wasn't like the big thing to get back then. It was all about SummerSlam. But believe me, when we come home that weekend off the plane back to London, all we were talking about was Takeover, 100%. Even from Raw, it was an unbelievable show, and it's kind of crazy how things worked out on that weekend, Matt.
Yeah, it definitely was. But yeah, a lot of fond memories for this. And like what you said, how long has it been since I looked back on this car? I'm just thinking to myself, it was probably around the time that we saw it. I mean, there was a big buzz that we came back from, and we watched some of the matches back and that. But I just made my decision up back then, just how good those matches were. And there's so much content; it's hard to actually go back and watch stuff like this again.
Yeah, you got lives to live here, people. Funny enough as well, it's kind of I suppose it's a little bit of an anniversary as well, Matt, because you and I, us bromancing over here, we got established as a co-host pair when we came back from SummerSlam. I think we might have, I can't remember if we did a preview together or if we just done the review. I cannot remember, but I know it was one or the two, and it was around this time where you came on board with the podcast, and the rest, as they say, was history. So, lots of great feelings and vibes about this. Guys, for you guys that might be new to the show, or you might not know how this normally works with us, what we do with these retrospectives for the NXT Takeover. By the way, this is NXT Takeover Brooklyn. This is the first one. This was 2015. That is the one you're after. It's the first one. So what we do is basically we get them loaded up on our screens. We hit the pause button at the earliest stage possible, and literally on the count of one, counting down from 3, we literally play that button, and you can experience the journey with us. I recommend, like most of our sort of listeners that do this a lot, basically what they do is they normally just tone it down a little bit, have us on the audio, and it's quite a decent vibe. That's how, from the feedback I've had in the past, that's what people do, which is really cool. So you can come along with us on the journey for this one, and I definitely recommend get your WWE Network out, get your subscription out. Look, I should be getting paid for this, Matt, as well, from WWE for promoting this, quite frankly. And if if you don't have the network, guess what? Good news, right, Matt? There's always a free trial, isn't there? so just get it. 31, what is it? 30 days, 29 days? I don't know how long you get, but that will include this year's SummerSlam. So guys, think about it. Definitely well worth. This year's SummerSlam will be included in that, and the Takeover and all the rest of it. So there you go. Give me a little bit of advertising there to the WWE. Why not? We're using the network, so there you go. Okay, Matt, are you ready? Your end?
Yeah, I'm all set.
Cool. Okay, we're ready, mine. So, guys, on the count of 1, hit that play button. 3, 2, 1. And here we go with the opening intro as usual. Now, of course, going into this, Matt, we were there live. We were probably, I would hazard a guess, there weren't many fans from the UK this night, was there? I wouldn't imagine so anyway. But yeah, I remember this very well, Matt. This part that we're now seeing with Triple H standing, and for anybody that doesn't know, Triple H came out before all this, and he came out to the game music, which he hadn't come out to in a long time, just to get the fans on side. And he said they warned him backstage this wouldn't work. Whoever that was probably right, Matt, because he tried to get everyone to be silent because he wanted this part to sort of look... I think he wanted it to come across like he was in like a room on his own, and then it was going to pan out and the lights were going to come on and there were 15,000 people. I'm guessing that's what happened. And then, of course, you always get the idiots. Whenever you say... be silent, you always get the idiots, Matt, that, you know, start chatting things that WWE do not want you to be saying. You know, there was a Benoit chant going out. I mean, it was just crazy, but I'm guessing you remember that, Matt, very well.
Oh yeah, definitely. You know, because I was, you know, I've always respected Triple H. I was trying my best, and I was looking around at people, and there's like a divide in the audience. There's people that just want to be an idiot or make a name for themselves and get their voice heard above everyone else's. But then on the same hand, the people who were against it weren't any better because they were just shouting, "Hey, you, shut up!"
Yeah.
You know? Just keep going.
Yeah, there was a lot of good, interesting stuff with the crowd on this night. To be fair, there was a lot of weird stuff going on. But yeah, here we are. What a feat this was, and we had great seats for these as well. We were literally. I think we was in front of Triple H then when he was in the ring. I think we was on that side. I can't really remember. But yeah, it was a really good atmosphere. This is when I knew that, you know, I'd come to New York, and not only was it just the New York atmosphere, Matt, but also it was like a very adult atmosphere, wasn't it? Because totally different audience to what we got the second night at SummerSlam.
Oh yeah, 100%. I can never put my finger on what is the actual difference. I mean, I know we see a lot less kids at NXT. We've said that loads of times, but it's just a more passionate crowd that turns up at the NXT ones, which is crazy to say because they're all here for WrestleMania, surely.
Yeah. By the way, that announcement that Triple H did as well, he'd done like an announcement off camera about coming to the UK, which Matt, you also went to, didn't you? Later on this year of 2015, you were there. So that didn't go very popular, by the way, Dan. And now this first match, which I was at the time, Matt, I remember talking about Tyler Breeze, like, this guy's got everything, he needs to be up, he's a total package. And this was him at his, I would say, his absolute prime here, Matt. This character, he owned this character at this point. This was like, to me, nothing can go wrong at this point.
I mean, when we saw him come out at this point, I was like, wow.
It's a hell of an entrance.
Breaking the scene here.
Yeah.
And, you know, this is what it's all about. I mean, this is when I realised this was going to be a huge event. Like, just looking at this kind of entrance, they were really put out stops. And, you know, that's what makes this SummerSlam NXT. Correcting myself on my previous slip a minute ago. I think I said WrestleMania said something. But that's because in my mind, this NXT is their WrestleMania. They try harder at SummerSlam for NXT than they do at WrestleMania.
Yeah, no, it's true. So I mean, this was a great entrance. I want to say as well that the entrances at NXT Takeover were better than the ones at SummerSlam the night after. By a million miles, Matt. There was a lot more thought into these ones. It was kind of odd because you think of SummerSlam being, you know, should be that much better, but honestly, I thought the entrances on NXT Takeover were just far superior. So
yeah, they definitely were, and it was a trend that we saw continue, and it's almost a shame because now when we see guys come up and they're like Bobby Roode and that, these SummerSlam entrances at NXT, they were amazing and everything, and now he comes up and it's very lackluster, and it's just the music really that they kept with it. There's nothing of his original character left.
Hey,
it
look.
just shows you like you're almost a completely different person down at NXT to what we use on the main roster.
Look at that announce team, Matt.
Oh wow. It's a bit different nowadays.
Yeah, those two guys up there, and yeah, there you see. Now, what about this, Matt? Jushin Thunder Liger, like the only time we saw him in WWE as well, I thought they were going to like bring this guy back a bit more, and yeah, you know, what a feat. We were really humbled to see this guy, but little did we know, Matt, we would see him again at Ring of Honor. I'm still not counting it out because this guy just never seems to go away. Like, he is permanently around, such a massive character, and he got a huge pop this night, as I recall, Matt. He was very much over with the fans.
I think a lot of people thought this along the same lines that we did, that him coming to WWE might be the only time we get to see the guy.
Yeah.
But like you said, he's so dedicated to wrestling, and he'll ply his trade anywhere that will take him that actually has a match that is worth him taking. And this match, come to think of it, you think of Tyler Breeze as a relatively unknown name back then, but I'm sure this guy looked at his quality and said, I want to fight this guy because he's just pretty good in the ring, and we all know that Tyler Breeze is. It's just a shame that he doesn't get to show it these days.
Yeah, absolutely. Juicing Thunder Liger, like, what a star. And, it was cool to have him there. I'm kind of disappointed that WWE don't reach out a little bit more, like just have these guys come in on like one-offs now and then, because like for these kind of events, I think it just brings something a little bit different, a little bit unique. And Juicing Thunder Liger, we didn't see him on the build-up. He just literally turned up on the night and give a really good energy. This is a great opening match to any show, Matt. This is like the type of match you want to put on first on any card, because it was exciting, and it got everyone revved up, and I was super excited to see this in particular. But as I recall, everybody was introducing Thunder Liger this night as well, and people were really getting into it. As we see Tyler Breeze, oh man, it's disappointing, Matt, now to think what happened to this guy, but this was him at his best, Matt. I mean, this was him. I was forever saying this guy is so ready, and I wasn't. I mean, I don't think he particularly got a great push when he got up compared to some of the other guys from NXT. I think he got a bit of a raw deal, and literally, didn't they pair him up with Dolph Ziggler to begin with as well, like matching him up with him?
Yeah, that became kind of
which is such a bad move. Two guys who are quite similar. It's a terrible move. I love this here from Thunder Liger, like, how unique.
Man. I mean, the other good thing about Liger as well is that he wears a full bodysuit and a mask, so you can never really tell by looking at him just how old he is. It's
true.
Some of the stuff you see him do, it's like he hasn't changed a bit, and he still does all the high flying stuff. So he's definitely a timeless character, sort of a bit like what you consider Kane might be when you look at him, because he wears the mask. It's easy to forget just how old these guys get. Yeah,
absolutely. You wouldn't really know. I mean, you can tell he's older, but like, it doesn't really affect his performances, Thunder Liger. Like, considering the style that he does, he's around for such a long time. I mean, this guy was pumping it out, Matt, in WCW at one stage. He had a run there. I mean, it's just crazy to think of this guy's legacy. And back then they were calling him a legend, Matt. So unbelievable career, really, for this guy. Did you ever kind of feel that he would ever end up in WWE at any stage, like a proper full-time gig at any stage?
No,
I love this.
I consider the guy as the flip side of the coin to what we see over here on the West is Jericho.
Right,
he's been around, been there for years, done it all. But over in Japan, they had Thunder Liger, and you can tell the passion that both those guys have in the business, because if they're going to get a gig in any company, they're going to take it, because they just want to show their work to as broad an audience as possible. Yeah,
absolutely. I love that part there where Thunder Liger picked up the selfie stick. Was doing the pose back then. I remember they're getting a bit of a pop there from the crowd. Nice super kick there. So much good connection. So much good work from these two guys. That, and you've got to remember as well with these two, Matt, is that they probably didn't have that long to, they don't really know each other's style that well. Tyler Breeze at this point had been really only around the NXT stuff. He'd done so much stuff around Neville and Bo Dallas as well, didn't he? He kind of played like almost as a supporting cast for those two guys, didn't he, at one time, as the heel, as I recall.
Yeah, it's a bit of a shame, because I really do wish that Tyler actually had a better run with his singles career. I mean, he's found some moderate success in the tag team division, but it's nothing where
that's it now.
should be.
Yeah, that glass ceiling's on him now. That's the